Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about how to find the area of a rectangle. Now, a rectangle is a shape that has four sides, four 90-degree angles, and the opposite sides are equal to each other. So we only need the two measurements, one for the base and one for the height. So we use our formula, area is equal to base times the height, used for all of our rectangles, even our special rectangles that would be squares. So as we look at our three shapes over here, they can look in many different ways. It's just a rectangle. Okay, so we always say, you'll notice I've already gone ahead and written my formula for all three of them. That is a really good first step for us to use as we move forward to make sure we have everything set up correctly. We haven't forgotten anything. Okay, you'll notice I've used my units. This first rectangle is 3 inches across by 8 inches high. Again, not drawn to scale, I'm just putting numbers in here for us to be able to work with. Okay, so in doing so, what we're going to try to do here is we use our formula, area equals base times height. So my area is equal to my base, which is 3 inches, multiplied by my height, which is 8 inches. 3 times 8 gives me 24 inches squared. And some of you may be asking, inches squared, what are those? Well, we take the 3 times the 8, which gives me the 24, but I also have to make sure I take into account the units. So I take my inches times inches, which gives me inches squared. We talk about this because, remember, in area, we're talking about how much space it's taking up. Okay, so we're talking about how many squares does it take? How many squares does it take to fill up that particular area? So we've got 8 high, 3 across. It gives me 2 dimensions. Okay, if we're just dealing with distance in a straight line distance or distance around something, that gives me the opportunity to deal with things in 1 dimension, just distance. When we're talking about area, we're dealing with 2 dimensions. We're dealing with width and height, or base and height, and how we do with that. All right. So as we look at our next one, area equals base times height. We have 2 inches by 9 inches. Okay, so my area is equal to my base, which is 9 inches, times my height, which is 2 inches, which 9 times 2 is going to give me 18. Inches times inches gives me inches squared. Okay, and you may also see it written this way, 18 square inches. That may possibly be a way that you would see that as well. It does mean that it means the exact same thing, so don't try not to get confused with that. Okay, so 9 inches by 7 inches. This is our big rectangle here. So area equals base times height. So area equals my base, which is 7 inches, times my height, which is 9 inches. The 7 times the 9 gives me 63. Inches times inches gives me inches squared. Okay, this process can be used no matter what size of a rectangle that you have. 1 dimension multiplied by the other dimension gives us our 2-dimensional total. Thank you.